Hello guys, I'm going to teach you guys how to make this bracelet. It's the Fluffy Bracelet. I had made a littler version of this a while ago. As you can see, the bands kind of got mixed up. But I made a littler kind of version of this to where it was a little ring and it felt so fun and it was so fun to play with. So, and I was at my friend's house when I did this. So, well, I did it before, but I was at my friend's house. And when I came home, I looked on YouTube, and I found this video that she made, and she named it the Fluffy Bracelet. And since I really didn't make a video on it, I was just messing around. But I did invent it, and I was thinking of doing like a little miniature video. So, I watched her video. So pretty much it's both of our kind of idea. She just made a bigger version of it. Just like make it wider and wearable to be a bracelet like this. And it's just like, if you just wanted to wear it to just be having fun, then this is a total bracelet for you. It's great for like parties and stuff just to play with. Now if you do multicolored, as you can see some of the bands, like, let me just zoom in so you can kind of see. These black bands kind of got in with the blue bands. So you just kind of like pull it up and then grab all those blue bands. Sorry, I'm looking through the camera, so I had a harder time. And if they twist up, you can just untwist them by just moving them around. So you just kind of you can fix it if it does that, if you do multicolor. I'm going to do another multicolor just to show you that. And this is the only big one I made. I cannot at all find my other one. So it's a really easy fix, really fun and stuff. So let's get started. And also it's stretchy, so yeah. Really all you need is a hook and just a loom to kind of help you. So just a little loom just to kind of help you with this. Now, you might have saw that there's this little pink strip in here, little single chain. Now, we will need to make that real fast. Oh, and also you'll need a C-clip, of course. So we're just going to make that chain. Some people make them white. Some people make them all different colors. I just used a pink skin tone because I have so much of it. Now, since I'm using a purple jelly and this glow-in-the-dark blue, it's not from Rainbowloom, but yeah, I'm going to use clear for this project. So let's get started. So we're going to start off by making the little single chain in it. Also, I'd love to tell you how many bands this uses, but I really don't know. But if you already have like a single chain already made, I would love to tell you how many bands this uses. Really, I would. Because, well, you need 12 for the thing up here. Maybe 24. I think it's 12. But it could be over 100. It could be less than 100. Only because people do smaller versions and bigger versions. And so many different kinds of rubber bands. More bands. And it just uses so much. And depending if you want it really full, like how I wanted mine, so you couldn't really see it there unless you like pulled it apart. I didn't want to be like this big of a gap. I wanted it to be pretty full. So, well, let's get started. You can have your your Rainbowloom in a regular configuration. My thing's loose. So, like I said, I'm using clear, and it's single bands. There is another way to do a single chain, but this is just the easier way, and the way that we do it to make this one. So we're using the other version. Air is pointing away from you, and you're just going straight. Yes, I'm not in the camera no more, but the way it's filming, I cannot really show you past half the loom, pretty much, especially if I'm zoomed in. So you're just going to push down all those bands. And that's pretty much it. So just turn your loom around. If you want a perfect wrapped around 3 bands, you can do on your hook. I think it works better that way and is more pretty. but you can wrap it on your loom. I'm gonna wrap it around my hook. Just move this out of the way for a second. Just take a single band, put it on your hook, and you're gonna wrap it around 3 times. See how it's just kind of a little more better. And then when you loom, you just grab all 3 loops with your finger, and it makes a little hole. Oops, sorry, I lost the hole for a minute. And you'll just pull it, all those loops onto your thing, and it really makes a perfect little circle. But you just need to wrap it around 3 times, go down and grab the bottom one, and just go up. This is what it should look like. Now you can do a slip knot at the end over here, which is basically just taking this bottom band and putting it over the top. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it back down, and I'm just going to hook it on a C-clip. To make it easier for me, I'm just going to pull those 2 bands on the top, just the top one, and I just pulled them over there. And I'll take my C-clip, and I'll do it like this, okay? And just pull it off. When you get to the capping band, it might want to kind of just stay there, but that's totally fine. What you just pretty much want to do is just grab it. So you're like, how is this going to fit on my hand? Well, I use jelly, so it's a little bit like twisted also right now. So you'll be fine, don't worry. So what we like to do though is I'm going to take these 2 off. The two that are loose. So you got to have a good grip on them. And I'm going to put them on this peg, and I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to move it across all 3 of those pegs just for one reason, and that's just so it's a little more tight and secure, because it's really not secure. And actually, you know what, I'm going to take this whole thing off. It's just easier to get it off that way. So yeah. Okay, so now you have this long thing and this little capping band here that kind of looks a little funky, but it's okay. It's just 3 loops sitting there like that. Okay, when you have the colors that you want to make the main bracelet out of, which is this part. Sorry, I forgot it was zoomed in. Once you get them figured out, which mine is a jelly purple and the blue. So I got my piles over here, so I'm just going to kind of move them closer. Kind of just move the camera so you can see. So you're just going to take not random. If you're doing just random, just pick out random ones. You can do this part one at a time, but you're just going to put rubber bands on your hook. So just any amount. If you want to put a specific amount on each one, you can. I just like to put them on and say, oh, that's good. So you can do as many as you want. So just keep putting them on until you think like, okay, I need this off my hook now. So I have about this much from my metal tip hook, and it is zoomed in. So, but they can all scrunch into like that. So just kind of make sure they're nice though, and kind of just move them around if you did that. So we're going to zoom in a little bit here and move back to where we were. So you're going to hold these rubber bands kind of with your fingers so they don't move for a minute. And you're going to grab the 3 loops from your capping band, and you're going to hold it right like this. Kind of hold it a little tight. You're going to hold one hand on your rainbow loom over here. Pull it tight, and you're going to just kind of like shake your hook, and you're going to pull all those rubber bands down. Mine kind of got stuck. If they get stuck, you can let go of your rainbow loom. You don't have to. It's just, I like to hold on to it sometimes because it helps it stay secure. Now, when you get up to here, you're going to have like a few loops that aren't being covered by the rubber bands. So like mine is, I'm just going to loosen it. I guess I'll loosen it back to 1 now because it's a little more, it's just got more bands on it that you don't need to worry about now. So just kind of like shake them all the way down. Oops, there's a hair. Come on, get out. So you're just going to push it, push it like this. What I like to do, since I want mine full, I like to go like this kind of, and I like to pull the chain through, making it longer. So what you do here is you can hold onto it with your finger or something, but I like to just be very careful and let go of it sometimes. So now I'm just going to do purple. So you're just going to take as much rubber bands as you want. So then take it back up, but once your thing starts to get really full, it's going to get to the point, I'll show you, I'll just add like a few bands, but I'll show you how to add them when it starts to get really full where you can't let go of the hook. Okay, so this is pretty much what your thing is filled. This means your thing is pretty filled and you have to actually push them to get them to kind of stay. So this is what your thing should probably look like, and it's just kind of like overlapping the hook. If you wanted to keep adding a little more, since it kind of looks like I have more purple than blue, when I reconnect it, the blue will be connected to this side, so I'm just going to add a little bit of blue. But I'm going to show you how to do that. So keep your hook on the capping band so you don't lose anything, and I'm just going to move my thing back. Since I'm going to add a little bit of blue, yes, it will go on my hook a little bit, but that's okay. Since these are a little bit different kind of bands, I'm going to kind of stretch them out. You might have to do this with Rainbowloom too, but you're just going to kind of hold on to that capping band still and get it over your base. So you're just going to pull rubber bands over your base. They might get a little twisted, but just kind of fix it a little. And it's a little hard, but make sure that you got that link on your hook, and your bands will start coming up on your hook, but that's okay. So I'm just going to slide this little bit, and I'm going to finish this thing off. So now you have this little bit here, and it's like, what do I do with it now? How am I going to get a capping band, a C-clip on it? Here, since it's was still on your hook, you can just move all three of those to that little peg right there. Go inside this one. If you want it to be more full, you can. I'm just not going to do so full because these are kind of the less kind of bands I don't have as much of. Ah! I just lost my C-clip. So you can just kind of pull it to another peg to make it wider and easier to hook on. So now you have it hooked on that one side. Now you got to get it hooked to the other side. So you kind of just got to turn it around until you got all three. And then you kind of just let it loose, and you can work it. So now it looks like it's half and half, which is a cool design. Whee! So if you want, you can make the non-jelly for the single chain and also do it the other way so it's a little longer. This one kind of is a little shorter because it's just jelly, and the other one I didn't use jelly, and I kind of stretch out the bands a little bit. So this one kind of counts as like a really fluffy ring. It's a little big, but so you can stretch it to your wrist size. I just added so much on mine that it kind of spread it out. So yeah, you can do anything you want with it. Add one at a time if you're comfortable. Get it to where you're comfortable on doing it. So that is the fluffy bracelet or ring or anything really. It can be an anklet, anything. So, and if you want it so it doesn't really show this sometimes, or it's just sitting there because there's gaps sometimes and it's not as full as mine, you can just keep adding more bands. And if you didn't like this and you wanted to keep adding, just undo this C-clip here. Dude, I did not know that was there. You would undo, let me zoom up a little so you can see a little better. Close up on my finger. The C-clip, you would undo this part, not the capping band, add a few more links and a few more rubber bands, and there you go. So you could just do that and keep adding if you want, but I like this one this way. You might not even tell a difference of the colors, but there's a color difference. There you go, now you can see it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please write a comment down below if you want to. So thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you haven't already, just do it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video on the Fluffy Bracelet. See you next time.